keeper of echoes of stories through time and realities.
Stone does not speak the way we do. It does not argue. It does not lie. But stone remembers pressure. And sometimes it remembers fear. The village clung to the mountain like a held breath. Timber homes braced into rock. Switchback paths worn smooth from constant daily use. Bells were tied to posts closer to the peak to warn of slides. Generations lived there because the mountain had always stayed still. The child was born during a tremor, not a quake, just enough to rattle cups. Quiet as a mouse and very observant, he listened more than spoke. He listened to the stone more than people. With an ear pressed to stone walls, he'd say, "The cliffs whispered." The adults smiled back the way adults do. The stones don't like the night anymore, the child said. They say something is turning beneath us. The townsfolk would laugh and pat his head. A smile of sympathy followed by a gentle dismissal. The stone has always been there. Stone does not panic. The child listened anyway. Tiny vibrations he could almost hear through the soles of his feet. The shifting heat beneath the rock grinding to a low hum. Not words. A thermodynamic language. A dialect of pressure. The mountain began to change its mind. Cracks formed where for generations none had been. Springs were drying or draining, then flooding. The shepherds had trouble getting their goats to cross certain paths. Warning bells rang without rock or wind. Still, no one listened. The child woke screaming, not in fear, in warning. A deep groan came from the earth, audible to all. The tree shuddered. Dust rained from the rafters. "It's moving," the child said. "It's trying to get away." Fear finally found them. Panic set in. The townsfolk rushed by torchlight to secure belongings or flee to safety. In the midst of the human maelstrom, arguments erupted in the street. Parents were grabbing their children, praying to the gods to make it through. They begged the mountain to hold. It could not. The child pressed his ear to the ground one last time and understood. Something vast and unquantifiable was beneath the mountain. Old, older than the gods themselves, and sleeping badly. Not a beast, a presence. The mountain wasn't angry. It was afraid. The child shouted for them to run up, not down, toward the old ridge. The mountain slid away from the pressure. Stone flowed like water. Villagers who listened to the boy were cradled by the old ridge, protected by the stone itself. The village broke, but people lived. When the dust settled, there was no monster. There was a vast hollow filled with an awakening ancient presence, venting heat with no perceivable source. A slow, immense heartbeat. The mountain had been shielding them and could no longer bear it. The village rebuilt farther away. They taught their children to listen, not just to stone, but to what the stone fears. We think the world is silent because it is strong. Strength does not always equate to comfort or safety. Sometimes the earth trembles, not to destroy us, but to warn us. It's up to us to listen or not.